Mini Matters, a miniature and painting podcast.
Right, boys, we're back. Week 5, myself, Martin, and Arnau. I'm skipping the intros. I think people find it boring. Basically, I listened back to the podcast and I found it boring.
I have to say that the intro, I think, is genius. It's a really good intro. Like, it's way better than we are.
In the cast. Yeah, the literal.
Yeah, everything. Like, Tina talking and whispering, and it's like, yeah, it's great.
I literally take no credit for that. That was all on her. I did add the jingle, obviously. Jingles are my remit. And that jingle is actually the first words my daughter ever spoke, weirdly.
Really?
I wouldn't say they're words. They're just harmonic.
That's great.
A little bit of insider.
I think that clearly this podcast is a case of come for the jingle, stay for the podcast. But
jingles first.
Yeah.
Lionel used to have a big. In fact, Lionel used to say, "Jamie, do you come up with the name first and then come up with the thing that matches it?" I haven't got really into the really creative rejigging of the not jingles segments yet. But it's certainly something I want to do. But
at some point we will all have individual jingles as well.
I would like that. Arnau's in a few. So for anybody who doesn't know, first time listening, we are the Mini Matters, a miniature and painting podcast, a painting and miniature podcast. And we are now firmly back in the realm of miniatures, I do believe. I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we ever talked as much as miniatures as we did in the last 5 podcasts ever. In 3 whole seasons.
Yeah, well, two, this is the third too. But yeah, and then what I particularly like is that we expunged Arnau and I's little foray into our own. That's gone. You can't hear those anymore. Like, if you heard it, it's like it never happened. But for the show, we've obviously got the meat of it actually is a Q&A from 2 weeks ago or last week, and it's basically our painting course is worth it. I think it might be more nuanced, but that's the gist.
It's slightly more nuanced, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Q&A's filling up actually. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're getting more Q&A's from the boys, people. Well, I don't think we've got any Q&A's from any girls. We've got GD hype, of course. We've got things I hate, which is always there, and then we've got the things that we never do: Rebel Moon, Elder Project, Dan, and the release cycle.
Someday we'll do it. Maybe it will be the cliffhanger for the season. Like we will about to do it, and then we will leave it for the 4th season, episode 1.
Or we'll do like a Christmas special. And that will just cover the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Or it will be a patron only, like end of season special, special super secret podcast, isn't it?
End of season 3 hour just Rebel Moon.
Jesus.
We might do a watch along actually. Just watch both extended.
So like
Rebel
7
Moons
hours.
And then,
7 hours of
just comment.
Semi-wasting your life. But...
Please let us know if you want us to watch things and comment them live for hours on end.
I think Lionel, Arnau and I, who is he? Lionel and I did one of them. Because he hadn't seen the Astartes video when it came out. And I was like, Lionel, mate, you've got to fucking watch this. And he was like, what is it? Like, I don't care. I was like, no, you've got to watch it. And then we watched it. But I don't know if that's true. So I do think it's a pretty good cast that we do have planned today. And it's just nice to be back with you two, to be honest. You know?
Yeah. I was looking forward to it. Yeah,
I did message Arnau in the week, and I said, "Oh shit, there's another topic we're going to discuss. Is the Elder model shit?"
Well, that's about that's on the things you hate.
No.
Right.
Oh, okay. No, I don't hate that. That doesn't count. That's something I really hate. That's like
so things you really hate.
Yeah, I can't put that in there. That's like. The things I hate is
where do you want it in the list of topics then?
It could be an extra, right? It could be an added because things got a bit heated on WhatsApp. I insulted Albert a few times and he wasn't even in the conversation. And then Arnau and I discussed. I think I private messaged him and just said, "Look, Albert, you're a piece of shit." What did I tell him? I can't remember. Wasn't it the Golden Demon group that I did it?
What did you?
That was it. Lionel was discussing if he's going to come without going into details on Monty, and
there was a whole
and
discussion about Lionel's training regime that
yeah,
seems to have spiraled from the Elder conversation, but was definitely not related.
no, but Albert took some shots there, didn't he? Oh, and also Albert and fucking unbelievable. Arnau and Albert don't like good comedy, right? So they prefer like the Muppets or like something slapstick, like a really obvious joke.
Wait a minute. See, I want to say right now, without knowing anything else about Arnau, I know that he likes It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is the peak gold level quality comedy show of all time.
See,
The Office
Anyone who
UK
likes that
is
you cannot fool this man.
man of culture.
that might be why I don't like. I mean, I've never seen it, so I can't actually discuss it.
The fact that you don't like it is probably because you've never seen it. I agree with that.
Well, I've seen some crappy little like segments in.
Yeah, that's not
Instagram
a show
and
that you
TikTok,
can
right?
watch in segments. You need to binge it. You need to weather the first few episodes, even the first season, and then as soon as Danny DeVito comes in and you get comfortable
Oh, Mr.
with
Danny's
it,
not in there, is he?
Not the first season.
season is not. But then when Danny DeVito gets in, everything spirals everything gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
I liked District 99, and I assume it's like that.
You mean Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No,
have we been through this before? I feel like we've been through this before.
District 9 is a movie about shrimp aliens. And
Yeah,
I
that is good though,
was
isn't it?
thinking I don't see
is more of a
Danny
regular
DeVito.
sitcom. It just doesn't have a laugh track. What were you saying, Arnau?
I don't see Danny DeVito with aliens. Like nothing.
I mean, he looks a bit like an alien. In fairness, like
a little bit.
He what was the point here? Oh yeah, is it anything like Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I imagine it to be very similar.
Really,
Not at all.
No, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is quite. There's a lot of gags. It's easy to watch, but it's kind of tonally similar to like Parks and Rec and.
I've never heard of.
All the.
I've heard of.
The guy that does all the fucking shows.
It's very, very weird, very over the top, and very.
What, Sunny in Philadelphia?
Eccentric. Yeah, because the characters are absolute trash. They are the worst pieces of shit ever.
Right.
And
I know
that's the fun thing. They are very likable at the end, but they are awful as a human beings. Like
you would never want people, and you can't stop watching them just fail at everything.
So our lives, basically. I should have said your. Now I didn't. Yeah, I don't really need to lump myself in with you guys. I think I should have said. I'm going to retract us. I'm just going to go with you two, like you guys.
But somehow this all started with you saying that Albert and Arnau don't like good comedy.
It's true. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, well,
let me explain
it. Something to do with the Eldar, or have we left that behind?
No. It's because we like the Office, the American Office better than the UK one.
Which is it's like
he gets
really
offended
is.
By that.
I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have like made it like a better. It's like liking a fucking. Okay, it's like liking McDonald's versus liking like an amazing meal cooked by a professional chef. It's like I think the analogy was you're spoon fed if you like the American Office. You like cheap shit basically. Like you love
McDonald's.
I do actually. In fairness, I do. It's a bad analogy for me specifically. I went there the other. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, and I was like, I love chemicals, and I really like fake shit. Like,
I like both the UK and the American Office, but they're very different. I think the first couple episodes of the American Office are trying too much to be like. Well, it's literally the first episode is like word for word the same. But then once it starts to be its own thing, is kind of fun, but it's very different. I think one thing about the American Office, they want there to be like good characters and like happy endings, and there's some feel good aspect to it. Like especially the last couple of seasons and the whole end with Michael Scott and everything. They want you to like feel good about the show. The UK Office definitely doesn't want you to feel good about anything.
It's just real
life.
Like
pure cynical. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Arnau and Albert said they've never found anything less funny, and
Holy shit.
Yeah, we didn't say that, obviously.
They did.
That
More
was
or less.
not
They
in the
said it.
Golden
I
Bean.
read it between the lines, right? Like it was like they both said this isn't funny. So what else can you read into that? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's no like Anyway, so for me, The Office is one of the greatest like 2-season shows ever produced in terms of quality, not quantity. You know, that, like for example, it's I'll never be able to do it justice. The boss walks in, a girl's eating cheese, and he just goes, "Found a lump." Because also the context, right, of the UK Office is it's a documentary, it's a mockumentary. So the concept is they literally filmed for like 7 weeks in an office, and then they cut together this. So they made like caricatures of each character. You know what I mean? Like if you filmed me for 7 weeks and you just put in the one-liners, I'm probably looking like a racist, sexist, bigot kind of vibe, right? And you didn't give anyway. I don't need to explain the best show in the world to you two. Like, you know.
Yeah, we could go to the meat of it.
Yeah. What is that again? Do you remember?
The question on Discord.
There was a question on Discord.
So here's my
you,
question.
You changed it to a question about whether or not it's worth going to painting classes, and you want that answered by 2 people who literally charge for painting classes.
Yeah, we could. I mean, yeah, I have
Isn't that
opinions
what he
about that,
asked?
but we could read the
Oh,
question.
yeah, I did start. So here's my question.
Read the actual question.
Yeah. For the
And the jingle, obviously.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm slacking here. It's like 9 minutes of sleep. Where is it? Oh, I didn't re-record it, did I? How did you want your meat again? It's medium rare, right? Oh, well done. Because no one likes well done meat. Albert, that's a little throwback to Albert, I guess.
Does he like well done meat?
It's ridiculous how well done he likes his meat.
Extremely well done. He likes.
Holy shit.
He tells them, I don't want to be able to bite it. I want it to break apart in my mouth. That's what he says. Like, because it's so cooked. It's like a...
crumble meat.
Yeah. It's one of the most vile, disgusting things in the world. And then when he sees my meat, which is medium rare, I'd get it rare, but they're not only in a good place. It comes back and it's like slightly pink, and he's like, "Oh, you can see the blood. Ugh, it's disgusting." So let me let me read it. Here's my questions for those that have attended or hosted in brackets like Arnau masterclasses, painting workshops. What is one way to get the most out of these classes, and what are the common pitfalls you see that are common to your students? At Jamie Hupper, because obviously I'm a student, and I guess he knows I'm shit. So he's like, "What are the pitfalls, buddy?"
I guess so.
So I did read it
before
differently.
we get into this. I know that you've been to classes, Jamie. Have you ever been to classes as a student or now? Maybe student is a big word. Have you been to like any seminars and stuff?
I was 12 years ago into one. Yeah, but it was more of an airbrush class.
Okay.
It was okay, but
very informative answer there. Oh no, thanks, mate.
not
in fairness,
not in a
I
traditional
was just curious about like if we've seen it from kind of both sides, because I know that you've been to classes to learn Jamie. I know you've done that. I've done a little bit of it as well. And then you now do regular classes as a teacher and guru and sensei.
Yes.
Don't you do them as well, though?
Being
right?
the keyword.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of classes.
Do you have you thought about an answer to this question? Because we've had one whole ass week to think about it.
Yeah. And actually this question has been asked a few times this week in other places.
Huh?
And
what are the odds of that?
Yeah.
How?
In the Git Good channel was asked as well.
What's Git Good?
Yeah. It's some podcast guys, and they have a Discord as well. Well, YouTube. So, yeah, they are good people.
So they're what? They're basically trying to be us. Is that what you're saying? By copying
absolutely.
But that means
they
so they listen to our podcast, which is like weird because we only have like 4 or 5
No.
listeners.
It had nothing to do with us. It just came
That's what
out
they
naturally.
say. No, yeah, okay. So enough said. Enough said. Yeah.
It wasn't Discord. It's nothing to. It wasn't the Discord. It doesn't matter. I wasn't going to answer the question. So I think that the main thing is that when people go to workshops, they expect to be taught and they expect to be thrown all this information and that you just have to absorb it. And I think it's not like that. I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students, and the ones who do really well not long after the workshops are the ones who ask a lot of questions, are very invested in it. They actually chase the knowledge. It's not like they wait for it to come to them, and they really make use of you. Like they want to get all the information they can from you. They have questions, etc.
I put my hand up because I have something to say on this. So anytime I've been to a bit, and I've done quite a few courses in my like 18, 19 months where I was into it, people get really pissed off when I ask questions. Like genuinely they would, and I'd ask a lot of questions, right? Because I wouldn't understand anything. Like, and I'd ask for explanations, I'd ask for demos, and for sure, like visibly and audibly annoyed that I would ask questions. And it's possible.
Talking about the person doing the class was annoyed.
The teacher is normally all right with it. Maybe if
and then everyone else there is annoyed.
yeah, because it would interrupt maybe the guy's teaching, giving an explanation, and I'd be like, hang on, how would you do this? What about how this affects this? And it's partly, I don't know, thinking like I hadn't thought of this before, but I'm wondering if it could also be, first of all, if people know my personality, they think I'm joking, so they might just be like, why are you trying to derail our lesson? Second of all, they might already know the answer, or the third might be they want to hear him talk rather than the questions. So it's interesting that you would say it, Arnau.
I think you're totally right about all of those. Sorry, just because you mentioned like what the other people think about that behavior. I think you're totally right about all of those. I think some people get annoyed because they're like, I already know the answer to this, or they think like, oh, I just want to listen to this genius artist talk and I don't want any questions. And I would say like consistently all of those people are fucking wrong. I'm more than happy to have questions of any kind from anyone.
Every time the first thing I say when I go to a workshop is that I don't want that to be a talk. Like I don't want to talk and then you just listen. It needs to be a conversation, because then it's when topics really expand. You get nuances on the topics, and most people think they know, but they don't know. So yeah, if they get annoyed by people asking questions, then I'm really sorry that you don't want to learn, but someone does.
Totally agree.
I really am. I actually am very honored when someone asks me questions. This guy in the Blackstone workshop, he asked me like he was a machine gun of questions. He asked me so many. I don't know how many, and every single question was on point. Was really really useful, and the guy behind him said, "This guy is really asking the good questions." Like he was a very novice painter, but he was really asking the good questions, and he was getting it at the end, because he was putting the effort into it.
I never thought about putting effort in. It might, I know it sounds
concept, right?
It sounds like it sounds weird to say, but I think I might, like, I didn't enjoy the lessons. I guess we can go into this as a tangent, because otherwise I forget it. Like I never did any lesson where I came out feeling like it was worth it, except for the social side of things. So I loved the social, right? And
here's the thing, right? Sorry, what I think as going as a student, what people get wrong. I've been to a couple of classes and I've seen some people do their thing, and I'm just there to watch and see if I can absorb something. My go-to behavior for going to a class like that is the way I was in school. And any person on the planet knows that the cool kids sit in the back and you never ask any questions. And if you sit too close to the front and you ask a bunch of questions, then you're a fucking goody two shoes and you're a teacher's pet. That behavior is ingrained in a lot of people when they go even to like painting classes. And what this person in your Black Sun class obviously did is understand why he was there and, you know, change the behavior accordingly. He wasn't afraid to ask a bunch of questions and for everyone to see him asking all these questions and being super engaged with the subject because he was honest about the fact that like why are we actually here, while like instinctively lots of people will go to these things and try to be cool and try to just sit there and listen and nod, and especially want to appear as if they already know everything you're talking about. So when you
That
say something and they want to go like, yeah, totally, I get that.
that's a very important point, because in workshops there's a battle of egos, and
Yes.
some painters need to display their knowledge and their might and skill, and sometimes they they don't they can't, and then you teach them something new and they fall apart, and that's it hurts egos. And if you go into a workshop thinking that you will excel and then you will do what the teacher tells you and you will do great, you are going with a really wrong mentality, because the normal thing to do is do it wrong at the first time. And if you do it right, awesome, absolutely perfect. But it's not what you're there for.
Well,
Who are you? Yeah.
I also felt like I was thinking I'd come out with something concrete. Like I learned a lot on the color theory course, like a hell of a lot, but it wasn't like I learned it in those 2 days or 3 days or whatever it was. I think it took time to bed in, understand concepts, reinforce it, but it opened a world for me that I didn't understand before. I did, as I said, I didn't know what a primary color was, not even as a concept. So there, looking back, I could understand why the questions, the people there weren't really annoyed in that class, in fairness, but those questions would have been like, I remember Alfonso just being confused. He was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "But what is a primary color?" And he was like, "I don't know." Like, and then like on the third course with him, I asked what a tertiary color was. I hadn't heard the word, and he'd obviously said it, but I just didn't know what it was. And he was like, "What the fuck? Like, you've been on 3 courses and you don't know what a tertiary color is." So that I can kind of get, but yeah, I went in with having expecting, like, you go to a shop, you go in and you leave with something. I kind of thought, you go on an M&M course, I'll be able to understand N&M. I'll go to color theory, I'll just know color, like I'm trying to think of the other ones I did. It's a stupid expectation.
It's a good example, but because if you go to a non-metallic workshop, have you ever tried non-metallics? If you have, what's the thing that you didn't understand? Why didn't it click when you tried it? If you go to a course and you haven't tried anything or had any training or test subject, like you haven't even explored your painting, the teacher cannot do that for you. You have to do it yourself. And obviously they will give you information, but all this comes to reinforce your own exploration. And that's a hard truth. That's an awful truth. That before the information that a teacher gives you, you have to search your own, and then you have to explore your own. And it's 99% your own exploration, and on top 1% what someone can teach you.
It's just contrary to what everything else is in life, except for things that you need practice, for example.
I don't know.
I
think it's also the fact that, if you do go to a class in person, if you've got someone like Arnau in the same room as you, like, remember try to remember the whole point of why you're there and why Arnau is there. It's not just so you can listen to him. You can watch a bunch of YouTube videos of people just describing something.
Exactly.
And that can be literally any topic. Like, you can have someone run down the fall of the Aztec Empire and still have questions. And
with
if
my
that
group.
person is in the room with you, you can you can get into a conversation. I just think it's kind of obvious to me that one of the points of having an in-person class with someone, whether it's one-on-one or in a group or whatever it is that you can, like Arnau says, you can turn everything into a conversation.
Exactly.
Now, a conversation doesn't necessarily have to be, as it may sound, to be derailing from the topic of like, oh, let's just chat. That it doesn't have
No,
to be
it's
that,
getting
but it's
deeper.
great
Yeah.
to have questions on the topic that you're discussing, and to have. And I mean, I think about this a lot when I'm trying to explain something. Someone asks a question, almost like like a footnote in a book, where someone's like, "Oh, can you just explain that term?" Or like, "Why is that the thing?" And I'll go, "Okay, quick sidebar. I'll answer your question and then get back to the topic." That's actually really good because it maybe means that I missed something, or that I could have explained it a bit clearer. So I really like that. I think that's great. And I think, again, like it's really an attitude that more people should remember. It's like it's fine to ask questions. And I think I was thinking about this, if someone was being really like maybe asking too many questions, or maybe the wrong kind, or they seem like they were really not getting it, maybe I would eventually go, you know what, let me just chat to you after I've done this, and I'll go through it. And that's totally fine. Everything will work out. Just there's no reason for you to just sit there quietly and hope that like whatever this person says, I'm going to know exactly the same as they do now. I'm going to have all the information.
Well, I think I never had expectations or a goal when I went to these things, except for the aforementioned title of the thing, right? Build bases, NNM. But I think knowing, I'm more likening this now to 40k because I've played enough of it recently. And I don't know where I fell down in painting anymore. I'm just a sea of confusion. But for 40k, like if I went to a course at the start, which most of the courses I went to was when I was starting painting, I wouldn't really know where I need to ask or where I need to improve, right? So most of the questions that were getting asked
Exactly.
from myself, I was like, it would just be, he'd say something and it just wouldn't make sense to me, or I didn't understand it. I didn't have the context in my own experience. And now I think maybe if I go, like, let's say a gaming course, I've got so many specific things that I know are weaker in my mind, or I don't understand how to resolve them, or if you understand, so I'd know more what I want to get out of it, rather than what they're going to give me.
Exactly. That's absolutely the point. When you know what you're missing, you can ask for it. If you don't know what you're missing, then you have a whole whole discipline, artistic discipline that you don't know. Then it's very difficult because the person that you have in front hopefully knows a lot more than you, and he will give you a lot of information that you will not be able to take in. It's literally impossible.
I did find the last time I had a class of a bunch of people, that the people that asked the most questions were the ones that did know what they were doing.
Yeah. Usually,
That's
That makes
usually
sense,
the
I guess.
case. When
Yeah.
someone asks a bunch of questions, it's kind of what Arnau was saying about NMM. If you've tried it a bunch of times before and you go to an NMM class, you're going to have built up a bunch of questions, a reserve of things that you can't quite figure out, or maybe you're the best in the world at NMM, but you still want to bounce that off of someone else. Whereas if you're someone sitting there completely quiet, my instinctive thinking is like, you probably don't really know what I'm talking about. That's why you're quiet.
I'm always very relieved when I see someone with a certain degree of not necessarily knowledge, but experience, at least trying things, and then you can see how they are not afraid to try and test, because then I know that this person will not be afraid of asking, will already be familiar at least with the topic, etc.
It makes me excited to do courses, right?
Good.
But I don't paint, and I don't have anything that I like. I'm so far away from knowing where my shortcomings are. I have a rough idea. I don't understand volumes. I feel like that's a course. That's like a 10-week project where you're learning rather than teach me volumes. Do you know what I mean?
It's actually
but it's also something that you've got to practice yourself. Sorry, I think Arnau can answer this much better. But I would say with volumes, as with a lot of things, you're never going to get to there's no on and off switch of getting that.
that's the hard truth.
Yeah.
But I think it's somehow easy topic. I think it's an extremely complex topic. Extremely. For me, it's
Better.
probably the most complex topic of all. But the principles of it are quite simple. And every time I do a workshop and I explain this, I always say, this is extremely complex, but you will get it. But then you will not apply it.
Mm.
Because getting it is very simple. It's actually, if explained in a decent way, it's extremely simple to understand. But then translating it and processing it in your head is very difficult. And that's when practice comes in. Because you will get, the first time you try, you will get 1%. The second, a 5. The third, a 15. And then every single time you get more and more and more. But you still need that seed, and then you have to put some water on it.
I think that's the interesting part of it. The percentages are. I don't want to go too specific in volumes and how frustrating I found it, but I was trying to do N&M right when I didn't understand volumes. So it's like you're basically trying to jump off a jumbo jet with bird wings, but you're a person. Basically, you'll hit the floor, and
Yes, most likely.
yeah, you won't fly.
Yeah, but also this is the thing. Like it's going back to what we were talking about like 95 episodes ago of expectations. You have to know what to expect and what to expect from yourself. If you're talking about like failing at NMM, and yeah, it's probably going to look a bit shit. But like, how else are you going to learn? What else is practice if not
Yeah.
failing?
Yeah.
I find this with my own work all the time, even after 25 years of painting. It's like I have to be okay with doing something and it being shit.
Mm.
There's no other way. Actually, literally no other way of getting better. It's just do it and have it be shit, and then see how you can improve it.
Well, the good
I
thing
find
is,
this all the time. Sorry, go on.
no, go on.
I find this all the time when people don't want to try something,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, yeah, but I always tell them that if you want to learn something, you have to do it. I mean, you are not going to learn no metallic painting skin. You are going to learn skin painting skin, and no metallic painting no metallic. But yeah, people are very afraid to fail, and it's like it's very difficult to understand sometimes that if you don't fail, you don't progress. It's an integral part of learning. It's like it's inevitable. Like, do you think you will get your whole life succeeding at everything you try? It's like almost, yeah, it's stupid, even
Well,
stupid thinking about it.
that's why the Epiphany episode came in so poignantly, was that because of the teachers I had around me. I say teachers, they want you to do well, and your mates, okay, Lionel, want you to stop elder, and you want to see this fixed progression, or at least some progression, rather than a wall isn't really a wall. It's just you're just learning more slowly, or you're trying to do something so big and hard. And you're used to the expert. We've been through this. We literally had this conversation, right?
Yeah.
But
So
it is still relevant because it definitely relates to this going to courses, because it's the same thing about how do you see learning? How do you see that working? I do think people sometimes expect to learn something and then be good. Like
yeah,
there's a two sort of
and they get
two step.
frustrated.
You get good at it and then you just do it and you're great. But like no, that is a organic growing process. And you will never be like, oh, this model's terrible. And then I'm gonna learn a bunch of things, and then the next one I do is gonna be perfect. Like never. It's never going to be perfect, and that's totally fine. None of us will ever paint anything. I mean, not to be that guy, but like we're never gonna paint anything and go, wow, this is perfect. There's nothing I could ever have done that's
Single model will be considerably better than the next one.
no, exactly. Not even
You
that.
probably will not see the difference between one and the
Yeah,
next, and
yeah,
you
yeah,
maybe even do worse at some
yep,
points.
yep.
So that's absolutely normal too. It's about the long process. It's like going to the gym, which is something I don't do.
We do.
So I
We go to the gym of the mind,
so I
mate.
don't know about it.
The gym of the
Exactly.
mind.
Yeah.
The painting gym. So it's about the long game.
Yes.
You cannot think about short time.
But it all still comes back to the expectations, because if you're expecting Like I need you. When I start again, I'm going to paint for fun, and I'm not going to paint for this learning. By definition, by going on a course, you're telling yourself that you want to improve tangibly. So there's a slightly different mindset in that. Like I paint for fun. I've been painting for fun for a year. I want to get a bit better because I'm frustrated. I'm enjoying my painting, blah, blah, blah. Rather than I'll go on a course and I'll just be happy and I'll try and improve the process of enjoying it and advanced techniques, whatever, versus fuck, I'm really enjoying getting better at painting and I want to keep that curve going up. That's where I was at, I think. I've had big breakthroughs where all of a sudden one model went from, it's good, to, oh shit, that's actually a really nice model. And now I need to keep feeding that. It's not an addiction, but feeding the train of improvement. I think that's where I basically was at with my courses.
Yeah, it's silly to get to make that toxic.
Well, you don't know it's
I don't
toxic.
think it's bad.
That was the
No,
interesting
of
thing.
course,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not a bad thing while it works, but then when it doesn't, it becomes toxic and it poisons you a little bit. Like
every learning curve has a plateau as well. Whether you're learning guitar or going to the gym, you're going to get to a point where you're much better than you were maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and maybe you're not seeing that incremental improvement every single time. I honestly, if anyone's kind of wants a good metaphor for this, just look at, like you just mentioned, going to the gym. Look at people on like Instagram telling you how to train, what to eat, what exercises are best, and actually consider how much that's helping you versus going to the gym and just consistently going there. Like if you go 3 days a week and you do...
Yeah. I had a YouTuber on the computer and I've got Bluetooth headphones and I took one ear out because it was getting a bit tired, getting a bit digging in there. Enjoy that.
Get out again.
We're back. No, I
Okay.
think I don't know. I had it paused on the rock.
Where did it cut off? Where was I?
I don't know. I'm so bamboozled by it. And now the irony is because it took so long, the ear doesn't hurt anymore.
That's good for the listeners.
Oh, now come on, save it. Where were we?
I have no clue.
Look, I was trying to make an analogy about going to the gym. The whole point is that like nothing will actually make as much difference as doing it.
It was a great analogy actually, because
It
I
comes
feel
back
like
to the same kind of thing. It's like, I don't know if you want to make a parallel between army painting and like playing football with your mates, and then training in the gym very consciously and like writing down your weights and eating well as being, leveling up your painting or some bullshit. But like the point is, you're not going to get as much out of learning about it as just doing it, whatever it is. Yeah, that was kind of it. And I guess
caveat.
maybe for someone who is on Instagram and they feel like they're being bombarded with a lot of information all the time, like there might be the occasional light bulb moment. Yes, sure. And going to courses might give you lots of that. Because I was just thinking about what you said, Jamie, about that commitment. Like I really do think that going to classes and even, courses over several days and all kinds of these different things that you can learn from is that might really be helpful for you. You might get loads of new information that you never had before, but nothing is like actually going to change in your painting from that.
So I think it's
It might
important
help
knowing
you
that
do
before
things
you go.
but you still have to do them.
I had an interesting caveat to agree with what you were saying. I think it was about so in the Warhammer, I'm playing this guy who's probably the best Warhammer man in the world, right? I spoke about him before. He's definitely some sort of weird savant when it comes to 40k. Like he knows all the armies, he knows all the rules, and he can picture like 5 rounds in his head because he knows that unit can kill this unit, so he will have to move here to kill this. So I can predict 3 moves ahead and be in a position so that I know he'll have to kill this unit that I'm going to expose in turn 2. Blah blah blah. Right. So it's easy to talk, but to do it in a game is just bonkers. But and I've been playing him now for a year, and I've basically now realized in the last like month, 2 months that I'm not learning anything because I'm getting destroyed early doors. Right. He'll kill me turn 2 or 3. So I can never get out of that cycle. And the analogy, is it an analogy? Maybe the point here is if you set your expectations to be competing with the world's best, and you never have a chance to actually say I'm going to do what I can do, then I think you'll hit a wall self-imposed quite quickly. Because I was looking at I was with Alfonso. I had social media whenever I was trying to find a reference to something that I wanted to paint, copy. Like I said, I tried to copy your stuff Arnau before I knew you painted it. And so I was setting that as my expectation. If it wasn't looking like someone who's done it for the last 10 years and they're professionally painting, I wasn't happy, which meant I was always chasing and getting frustrated. And so even, I guess the point here was, even if you're painting, or in my case, playing, it's not enough to just do it. I think you have to do it in the right way, with the right focus, like, and not focus on the wrong things. But it might take you a while to learn that you're focusing on the wrong things, like it did for me. It's taken me 6 years to work that out for painting, but also I wasn't talking about it for 6 years. But yeah, I'm realizing now with the Warhammer, I'm trying to pay people more my level and then play him as well, rather than only playing this guy. He's destroying me. He gives me a brief explanation, which he can't explain well enough to my level, because he's like, well, you just do this. And I'm like, no, I can give you the theory. I want to know, and I ask and I try and dig into it, but I'm trying to go like way above where I'm at.
No, but it's a good comparison, because it's about kind of learning from people that you can actually speak to, I guess. Getting answers from someone that is on your level. And that's not to say that someone who isn't painting as well as Arnau shouldn't ask him questions, but I definitely get the comparison. It's useful to try to absorb information from people that you can actually get something from.
Well,
when you're learning also, usually the learning curve is not a learning curve, it's a learning staircase. So you need some plateaus where you get bored of your own stuff and then you want to learn. But being comfortable and doing your own things are also very important. So you need both. You need the plateau stage where you are comfortable and solidifying your own things. And then when you are bored of that, you just step up. And then you solidify that too. And then, keep doing it, solidify it, and then step up again. And I felt that very much when I was learning, where there were months that I just didn't want to push. I was tired of it. I just wanted to paint without any need of real improvement. Obviously, some things will improve naturally because you keep painting, but then other times I was just desperate to try new things and have a headache every time I painted, just because I was bored of what I was doing. So I feel like this is also a natural thing, and it's, some people are afraid of plateaus, and I think it's a completely natural step and necessary to get bored of your own, your own painting.
You're probably also like really firmly like screwing in that knowledge to your brain, making it second nature, if you get what I mean. Like the boredness comes, I guess, a bit after you've done that. But like if you are on the stairs and you've been learning and now you're like, shit, I need to subconsciously, I'm going to just do what I'm learning and fuck it. It's a shit analogy. I'm just saying what you said. But yeah, I'm basically where I'm at that now with 40k, where I'm like, I learned for so long and I'm tired of losing every game and having to try and pretend to learn. And I don't want to. I just want to enjoy the game for a while. It's your fault, Arnau, by the way, that happened.
My fault.
Well, yeah, when we played, I was like, oh shit, this is why I got into Warhammer. Because we hadn't played in like 8 months, right? And I went from our first 2 games of me being in my serious mode without knowing it.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I had a subconscious, deliberate, I didn't realize I was doing it, break to, I just want to enjoy it again. And I lost the next 3 games, I think. For me, I don't know. Like it was, but I see it now. It was pretty clear in that. And now I'm taking this Guardian list, which is crazy, to the tournament, which like I'd always thought, I never ever thought, looking back like 6 months ago, that I'd go to a tournament without the most serious list. So I'm quite happy
That's
about.
good.
Yeah, I'm going to go, and I'm probably more confident in my own enjoyment performance because I'll enjoy it, if that makes sense. Like I don't need to take this extremely performant list that I'm going to have to really think every single turn and go out of my way to like play the perfect game. Now I'm pretty sure I can perform okay, like decent, not bottom, nowhere near the top, like mid-table probably, but I'll enjoy every game unless I play some massive cunt.
I think this also relates to, and I honestly think we should just table this, do a little cliffhanger here, not discuss this right now because it's a much bigger conversation, but this relates to painting competitions, which is a whole other discussion.
Shit. I've got a dummy. It's not a mic, but mic drop there.
Yeah. Which again, we're not going to get into it now because it's a way bigger thing, but it's that definitely relates to your expectations of yourself and also the whole idea of, I mean, comparing yourself and having yourself and your work be judged, because it's always funny. Well, funny, but it's like weird to me when we talk about, oh, you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else. And it's like, well, that's literally what painting competitions are. Literally, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's impossible to not compare yourself to someone when you're having like a judge say, well, this is better than that, But again, it's a very different it's a whole other level, because what we're really talking about with regards to the painting classes is just your kind of evolving in relation to how good you want to be and how good you want your stuff to look, which can still exist in sort of a, not a vacuum, but just for yourself and for like showing off your work to friends or whatever. Painting competitions are not for everyone and shouldn't be. So if you feel like you don't want to enter Gold Demon ever in your life, then kudos. Yeah.
I love it. I do fucking love it. Right. Well, that was a nice meat of it. It was beefy. A beef meat
Quite cool.
dish.
So do we move now to the veg of it?
The veg of it. That's what I'm. What is it? What's the veg of it then? Just everything else, right?
Or it could be your Eldar fight.
Oh no, I know. I don't have the energy for that. I'm still too
okay.
angry about Arnau saying that it's a good sculpt. We should do. We can do Q&A in a minute. We could do the things I hate. Right? We don't have a jingle for that. I've got to do the film review as well, haven't I? I'm looking forward to that.
Got to? I don't know.
Yeah.
Which one even are you doing?
The film review, where I'd give you like a 20-second like. It would be something like this, like I could do a film review on like Lord of the Rings, for example, something that we've all seen, right? And I'll do the Fellowship because it's not shit, right? And I'll go basically, and it's important that everybody's seen the film or not, possibly. And I'll just be like, yeah, it's fundamentally like four little, basically hobbits because they're not dwarves, who are like thick, fast friends. Right. They've got to go on like a trip. Like it's really good at the beginning. Like it's everything's happy. It's in like a little town and people are laughing and shit. And you're like, how could this turn into? And then they have to go on this bloody errand that they don't really know about. They're not sure what they're getting into, right? They're like, yeah, we'll go because why not? And then they go, and then all of a sudden it just turns into a shit fest. And they're like, fuck. And then there's like the best of every other race is with them, protecting them. And they're running around and they're like, ugh, this is bit shit. And everyone's happy though because they've got each other. And then they go into a dark dungeon. The dungeon comes. There's a guy with wings. He's pissed. He's like angry. Him and the main guy have a fight. He falls down a well. They run away.
A lot of specifics here.
Yeah.
So
it's the main part.
Already, it's more than 20 seconds, and it's not much of a review as a just summary.
No, and then I hadn't finished.
Oh, okay.
And then it's really sad at the end because the whole thing of the whole film that's been the cornerstone of it's gone. So the Fellowship is now broken. And it's good. I'd go and see it. So there you go. That's what the film review is going to be like. So let us know in the Discord if you want to hear more film reviews of other films.
I absolutely do. So yeah.
We should do
That's
one
one.
each.
If you're not dead inside, then yeah, shout out on the Discord if you want to hear more of that.
And when we get our Patreon up and running, I'll do exclusive film reviews in there for you.
Yeah,
And Grotbusters as well.
we can get
What,
into some
exclusive
really
Dropbusters?
Of course.
yeah exclusive Godbusters and some really deep cut film analyses.
Oh, I see. Like a 20-minute explanation like that. You don't want. I don't. The thing is, film reviews.
No,
like,
it's not, that doesn't have to be really highbrow. It's just there's more to say about films, I'm sure.
you don't want.
I have.
Oh, okay. I was going to say normally you just don't want to hear that much about someone's view on something. You want to make your own mind up. So if you get the feel,
Yeah.
you know,
Kind of feel like this is a podcast, though.
for Warhammer.
I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
All right.
It's easy to assume that everyone wants to listen to me talk about anything. I hear how weird that sounds.
That's a fucking kidney shot right there. So we've got the things I hate, right? I don't know what the jingle is. Fucking. That could be like fucking. You know.
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
So last week's, for anybody who didn't know, the things I hate is basically the segment where I dive into things I don't like. And last week it was strawberries, small strawberries.
Yeah.
Or
No,
the white,
it's the center of the white center of strawberries.
Yeah, because it means it's a shit strawberry. To be fair. So yeah, and this week is on the same vein but a little bit different. I hate it. I hate it when you get a tub of something and it has a cellophane wrapper, and you go to rip the cellophane and the corner comes off, and you're like, "Bah!" and you have to find a knife.
Yeah.
That's the things I hate.
It's even worse when you leave all the edge of the thing with the wrapper, and then you have to, and it keeps breaking, which brings me as well when you have a label in something that you bought, and then you remove the label and it breaks, and it breaks, and it breaks, and you spend like an hour trying to remove that fucking label. Yeah.
So actually, we should
like...
open up things I hate. Each week we get to do one thing we hate.
Yeah. We should have one each. I genuinely or generally feel with packaging design, I'm fucking done compromising. I like it's 2025. That cellophane wrapping, tearing, or those little fucking stickers on everything that you can't pull off in one piece. I've had it. I'm done.
Yeah,
good. I'm glad.
It's absolutely unacceptable.
I think this is probably one of the best segments I've actually thought of, because it's probably the sweetest deliverable for something that everyone hates. Maybe some people might like it.
Everyone should hate this.
And
you don't need to be okay with this, is what I'm saying. Everyone has this issue, and we've had the same problem with these stickers for like 40 years, maybe 1,000 years, as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure, probably 1 million.
Yeah, 1 million years of stickers on apples, the same quality stickers.
Struggling. I think what we do is we rotate the I hate it then. So each week we could put in WhatsApp that you've got something that you genuinely hate, right? And then like, because I also hate famine.
I mean,
that's a weird one. Yeah.
I hate that. I fucking hate that.
Can't really get into much of a discussion on that, can we?
No, and the important thing is about
yeah.
I hate things I hate is it's not meant to give conversation really. It's meant to be a quick deliverable. We can all sort of nod and be like, oh, I fucking hate that, or a little story about how they had that time when they also hated that. But it's really not meant to engage. You are not meant to talk about it. Okay.
So it's like when your wife bends about something and she doesn't want any advice. She just wants you to say, that's it.
Yeah, but normally that's like stuff that isn't really annoying. Like, whereas this is meant to be stuff that is annoying. You know,
sometimes it can be really fucking annoying stuff. I think that's a really, really useful lesson in any relationship. Is sometimes the other person just wants you to go, yeah, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, that is terrible. Sharon from the bloody cleaners. Oh God, I hate her.
Exactly.
That's the wife. That's not me. She's complaining. Yeah, God.
She's complaining about the cleaners.
From the cleaners. Yeah. A laundrette. I don't know. Sharon's not real, and I mean.
No, it's just it was
Yeah.
It sounded for a minute there like your everyday issues are to do with your staff, basically the help.
The fucking cleaners.
That was
Sick of
your
them. Sick of them doing
like
that
low hanging
bloody.
fruit for problems. Yeah.
So, GD, where are we at, boys? It's been a week. I know where I'm at. I'll start then. I still haven't decided which one to choose, but I'm excited by it. I thought about Eldred yesterday. I've got an idea, but I keep looking at it and I'm like, that's a tough thing to do. You know, I thought I could start it and get like 80% and then just not bring it to GD. But at least I've started it.
Yeah, it's better than
As
not doing
everything
it.
I'm hearing is the worst idea ever. So if it's a really difficult thing to do, then maybe don't do it.
Well,
GD
it's only
is like
because
6 weeks out.
yeah, it's my expectations on it, right? It
Uh-huh.
has to look perfect. And I
feel
don't
like
mean
we've literally
no,
just
no,
talked about this.
no.
Mhm.
It literally like there's a lot of pressure on it to get it right, and I don't want to get it wrong. I'm joking. But really, it does have to look perfect because it's not my paint. It's not like oh, it's perfect. It's like it's a recreation of something, so it does have to look like the right. Otherwise, there's
Do you
no
want to
point in doing
share,
it.
or do you want to
Nah.
share off?
No, I won't even tell
offline?
you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
I'll tell Arnau.
Arnau, by the sounds of it, fuck you. Arnau said that you were getting maybe a second or third or fifth entry going, and you haven't even started your first.
Yeah.
Just the arrogance of this.
I was browsing through Element Games, and because I was about to buy the Stormcast, which I will use for the conversion.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, now that we're here, let's just see if I have to buy something else just in case, right? So to save on shipping. And then I found this little hope in me that maybe I have time for two, which probably is delusional. Probably, yeah, I accept that. But maybe not, because I thought, what if I do something really, really simple and small? You know, no expectations, nothing. Just a simple mini that I like, just doing it as best the best I can. Just fun, you know. And then I got to this model that I always loved, and I painted many years ago when it came out, actually, which was probably 1,000 years ago, together with the labels. And it's the Nurgle Lord from Age of Sigmar, that the fat guy with
that first
the axe.
one is like 2010 or 2011, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's pretty.
One of
But
the
hold
first.
on, it's single miniature, right?
Yeah, it's a single miniature, and it cost me £10, which is a fucking bonkers. How a character costs
It's been around that price since it came out. It's the one of the best like quality for money, I guess, miniatures in the
yeah,
whole
I don't
range.
think you can get anything better than that. And I really love that model. I think it's a very simple model, but you can do a lot with it, like a lot. And everyone, this figure has been painted by millions of times.
It won a sword, didn't it? A conversion, but a sword, I think.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
so, but with the one on
I
the
think
boat
so.
with tentacles coming out of it.
No, that's
not the
another
same
model.
mini.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was Guttrot's
Racist.
Okay.
This is the OG
Can't tell the
Nurgle Lord.
difference, to be fair.
This model actually has 3 different iterations, because there's another one with a shield and a hammer, which is mostly the same, and then Guttrot's Boom, which is slightly different. But then I went to another hype train because I have this, and this is after we talked about this, so you don't know. I was browsing through my box of shit, and I found this old kill team, the Gellerpox Infected, and the big golem guys are amazing. I love them with all my heart.
They're fucking cool.
So now I have a different choice. Do I do the chaplain, or do I do Gellerpox Infected guy?
And both is the obvious answer, I guess.
I think I'm probably going to do the chaplain and the Age of Sigmar guy if I have time. I don't know. Probably not. Probably yes.
So essentially, do you do the chaplain and the plague lord, which would be one 40k single and 1 AOS single, or do you do the Gellerpox infected guy, which would be 40k single, but it
Yes,
would
but it's
scratch the
bigger.
same itch because it's essentially a Nurgle guy.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
And
it's
it's
been
quite
retconned into a
bigger.
Nurgle plague, but that's
Yeah.
not what it was. Yeah, cool.
Here's where I'm at. Yeah.
Exciting stuff. And whatever you decide to paint, you're going to start around October 15th, maybe?
Bit earlier,
Yeah.
October.
Didn't
I
understand the
come
joke.
back
I like it.
from. It's actually not a joke because I come back from Spain October 3rd at night. So at the very earliest, I will start October 5th.
Mm-hmm. That gives you 2 weeks and a bit
2
to
weeks.
finish.
Literally 2
Shit,
weeks.
that's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
2 weeks for a single minute. Well, yeah, with you, if you're not doing a bunch of commissions, I guess I could also paint one miniature in that time. That would be fine. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So my
That's why I'm
entry.
planning to do too.
Yeah, you should do too. You should
Hang
absolutely
on.
do too.
How
I
long
think you
is?
should do the chapter.
How far away is
The
Golden
chapter was
Demon?
a good idea. It is the 23rd of October. We leave on the 23rd.
Is
so
that next January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October? Oh, it's next month.
correct? It's in about 6 weeks from today.
How the hell are you going to do
I
that
think it
project
might
that
be
you're doing
exactly
now
6 weeks from
in
today,
like 3
Thursday.
weeks?
I have 2 weeks.
Huh. Well, good luck. Good luck with
7
that.
weeks.
That's a lot more challenging than a single model.
6 weeks.
Yes.
What's more
Actually,
challenging?
it's
the current
it's
project that is
possible
about to start.
that
Oh yeah. That's
it's possible that Archeon takes me a bit longer, so that I cannot start the 5th, and I have to start later.
I thought it was going to
Which
SMC.
day is SMC?
It's the week before.
The week before GD.
Yes.
Oh right. So if you actually finish it just before SMC, you're kind of fucked. You have 1 week, even less.
Mhm.
Okay. Right.
Which
Yeah.
is probably what will
Yeah.
happen.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Seems like a very
Okay.
challenging.
You could do the Nurgle Lord in 1 week.
Yeah, I could.
But then, like, is your heart really into it? Yeah.
It's interesting. You
Yeah,
told
that's
me
a-
about this project you're starting when we first went to SMC 3 years ago, maybe. So it's been that long in the waiting.
No, not that long. It's been,
Hold on, one
I
sec.
think,
Right. Yeah. The Archon. So it's not the other one, that the secret one is the Archon. I didn't realize an Archon was a horse, by the way.
Yeah. The Ever Chosen.
But
Yeah,
that's
that's,
just a single base, is it? It's not a backdrop and all that. It's a horse
No,
on a base.
so,
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. It's
And
not.
it's
It's
one of
no.
those
You
pieces-
could do it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
One of those
Yeah, I
pieces
mean-
that would have been in GD 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
3
before a
years ago.
cunt got in charge and then changed everything. Basically.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm not that delusional, so I think I can do it. Maybe it will eat some days from GD project, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Be exciting to see either way.
Wait, weren't we talking about Martin's GD? Or we hadn't?
Now
got-
it's
We
his
haven't
turn.
talked about mine yet. So my progress, I think I can tell you how I'm doing. Like I'll record a soundbite of how I'm doing, and then you can just play that in every week for the next 6 weeks, because it's just
I
going to
see.
be the same. Like I'm painting some Space Wolves, and I've painted Power Armor, and in the last 7 days since we did this last, I've painted. What have I done? I've painted most of their bodies, legs, backpacks, and I'm now onto some arms, and I'm just doing Power Armor, just the same blue-gray Power Armor on.
So
1
you're
million.
really enjoying it then?
Does it sound like that? It's actually fine. It's actually fine. I'm
Sounds like a
very
job.
much doubting. It's a little bit, yeah. All I'm doing now essentially is I'm trying to walk a tightrope between like what I think is like straight up just heavy metal painting. Not in terms of like quality or anything, just the method, the technique, the style, all of that shit. And then trying to make it a little more interesting, a little more focusing on volumes, and potentially, as we discussed last week, some sort of a light source. But mostly it's just a little more contrast, more volumes, make it slightly more, interesting. And obviously, I don't think heavy metal's uninteresting. It's just that I think anyone on that team would agree that there is like another kind of level where you can kind of try to push things for painting competitions, and I'm trying to find that level, make it as good as I can get it. But it's very methodical now. I'm just like working through the same steps on every sub-assembly, and then I'll probably go over everything again. And
Yeah, when you were talking it I thought you're basically just trying to do what the characters did on the Night Lord or the thing, like heavy metal style with a twist of enhancement, as it were.
Mm-hmm. I'd say so. And I think ultimately, I guess what that comes down to is I'm trying to paint as well as I can. That's probably the short version. I'm just trying to make it as good as I can get it. But I know that it's almost like I'm sensing a slight, like a plainness to everything I do, not just like in terms of the highlights and like representing light and volumes and that stuff, but also like markings and freehand, and just be a little more bold with how you can do things on like Space Wolves. So I'm trying to remind myself to not be dull also.
That's the good thing about the competitions, though. With all the shit we spoke about before, that external pressure does push you to learn more, to push yourself, because it's a tangible goal that you can actually push yourself for, if that makes sense. It's not just an internal clock, is it? Yeah, you're like,
no, yeah, and there's a deadline, which is really good.
Yeah.
I'm conscious all the time of, and I'm genuinely not trying to think too much of like, what is anyone else, like judges or anyone going to think, or anyone really, but like, what would I think was cool on a unit like this? What would I appreciate someone else doing? What do I think would be cooler than just kind of the box art, basically?
It's pretty good.
So we'll see. Yeah, it's a grind, man. I'm just painting every day, all day.
Seeing
do you feel like you have been doing progress enough to not rush later?
I think so. Yeah, I do think I'm on. Certainly, the first few days, I felt like I was getting a ton of work done, but I know that there's going to be a lot of tiny fixing and touch-ups and stuff in the last few days. And what I would like is to have everything like painted and everything essentially done with like a week to spare just for touch-ups. That would be really good to just go back and fix everything and change things, and maybe pass around some photos and see what some other people think as well. That would be the best.
I always wonder if it's worth doing photos earlier in case there's something drastic.
Yeah, I tried to take some photos in the last few days just to show some people and get an idea of, again, this like the volumes and the contrast, and do I need to go bolder with this? But all I found was that the photos don't really represent what it looks like anyway. So maybe I'll try better photos. I don't know. But yeah, it is again, that's actually something that I'm trying to improve, is asking for feedback. Because I'm happy to do it when I can show people stuff in hand, but whenever it's photos, I find myself really like, maybe it's not excuses, I'm actually saying like, no, it doesn't look like this. But I just find that it's not the most useful thing to send photos and someone's like, well, that looks a bit shit. They don't say that, but it does. And I go, well, it doesn't actually look like that in hand. So yeah,
Feedback is a whole nother deep pit.
It is, yeah, it really is.
Because there's a lot of things that feedback can fuck you up or help you. So asking the wrong people for feedback is bad for you. Obviously, asking the right people for feedback is the right thing for you as well. But it all depends on where you want to go, and knowing that very little people can tell you better than yourself. So because if you ask me for feedback, I'll give you my opinion based on my preferences. Obviously, I'll try to tailor it to your style, but it's inevitable, right? That I try to give you my own preferences. So the feedback is a tricky thing.
So don't give it, or don't rely on it. Let's do that in another episode then.
We should
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
do another maybe meet of it just to talk about feedback,
talk about
because
all
you're
the
right,
bloody-
Arnau. It's really quite difficult to know what to do with it. Both giving and getting feedback can be a whole thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
How's the Eldar project going, Jamie?
I mean, that's an optional. We don't have to talk about that. But
No, we don't talk about that.
I
I feel like you're always putting that on the optional, and then like, what is actually happening with it?
I
You
walk
finished the
past
new
my
project?
cabinet, and it brings me joy. I also organised all my models so that I know like the ones that are painted. It's great. It's great. It's really good. The important point is that I know it's there for me, and hopefully when I die, I'll have it finished. There you go. Also, we'd stopped doing this now. This. I enjoyed this segment. Hold on. You are, mate. It's the white van man. That's the segment where
What was it about this? I remember
I
the
think
segment,
this was a
but
good. I genuinely think this is a good segment. It's basically where you two privately come up with a few questions on current affairs or topics that are, that need an answer from the average man on the street, and that's me. So you might ask me, for example, like, there's some reform of some bullshit or something that I don't understand, and then you'll ask me, do we need it? And then I'll go like, well, they should just get over themselves. And a good one, in London, they're doing tube strikes, right? They're striking because they want 6.5 hours instead of 7.5 hours. And then I'd give you an answer on, do I think the tube strikes are all right? So that's what White Van Man was.
I see.
It was a way for you to get some interesting.
Do you want to bring it back, or is it just a passing?
Well, Lionel
thought?
hated it. So, but it's up to you. It's up to you. We could do that as a patron only thing.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm always a little concerned with some of these things that it might just get into very serious politics.
Well, again, it's the things I hate. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're not meant to start
Okay.
conversation, right? That's the.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
So even if it triggers you, you've just got to be the bigger man and leave it, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are at
Next thing.
Grot Busters. Obviously, the
Oh,
flavour
yeah.
of the week, the most exciting part of the show, probably dare I say the best part of the show. What is the current score at the moment? I think Martin, you are 1-0 to Arnau, aren't you? You won last week.
Well, we're 3-2, right?
Yeah,
Well,
3-2. Yeah.
But that's harder to remember. Let's take the aggregate of the win and add it to the score. So Martin's 1-0.
But
okay.
note
That's
that
easier to remember.
Arnau definitely remembers the score from last week, which is saying something.
Yeah, because I've been mortifying myself. How did I lose?
Okay.
I couldn't sleep for 3 days.
That makes sense.
Yes.
And that's because you were sleeping on the cat.
I'm completely confident on 2 of these for this week.
I don't even remember them.
You piece of shit,
Yeah,
Arnau.
That's
why you'll never be a winner, mate. Right, so so the first one, okay. The first one is just reboot it and then give it to them. Okay?
Yeah. Of course.
I'll give this to Arnau. I mean, we both got the answer to this, but we wrote it down, so we can't prove it.
Yeah, I mean, you literally said his name. So
I changed it.
The Bobby G.
Bobby G.
So RG, his initials are.
Yeah.
Robert Gilliman.
Robert Gilliman.
What did you call him?
Bobby G.
Is that
Bobby
his nickname?
G. Rob. Yeah, Rob.
Oh, I didn't
Gilliman.
know that.
Bobby.
Okay. So I've locked the door and it had a load of goo on it. It had a load of like disgusting crap on it. And B.
And the initials was B.
B. So we had one contestant who has written in, and that is Jim from our Discord, And he got the first one, so he's got that. And B, he said, I've got no clue on this one.
Tell me again.
So I've locked the door, and it had a load of like crap on it. It's disgusting. You should think about this during the week, mate, rather than now.
I've thought about it.
I should preface. Not all of the things I do are characters. They are things or stuff from the 40k universe.
But and I assumed that just like last week, it's all 40k. It's not even the other ranges.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's something in the 40k universe. This one, I'll admit, it's not a character, because we obviously had Land Raider last week. That's not a character, is it? So
No. So I don't know. I was trying to think.
I locked the door.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had a load of crap on it.
With B.
No idea.
B from balls.
Balls. Something.
It's balls. Well done, Arnau. What balls are there in 40k? Shall I give you a hint and you get half a point if you get it right?
Okay.
It's a weapon.
Oh. I mean, I can only think of one, but I don't see the resemblance of the bolt gun.
Say again?
A bolt gun.
What did you say, Arnau?
Oh.
I said bolt gun, but
it's bolt gun.
It's not.
It's a bolter. It's a bolt, and it's got loads of shit on it. You go, ugh, because there's loads of goo on it, and you're closing the bolt. Right? It's a bolter. Well done. You actually both got it at the exact same time. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. So it's like you're closing the door, right? So you bolt it closed, and it's got goo on it, and you go, ugh. So it's bolter. Bolt.
I see. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. You should. I can't. Oh, well, in fairness, you got it right. And then you've got the last one. So it should have it was proper scary, or it should have been scary, but in the end, it was all like it didn't matter. It was all for nothing.
Dreadnought.
You didn't give Arnau, because remember, Arnau hasn't done these, but that's your own fault.
I was waiting for the letter.
Oh,
D.
You wouldn't have got it though, would you?
I have no idea.
Are you saying that?
I remember. I remember that last week when you said it, you said something close to Dreadnought.
It was all for naught.
Yeah,
it was all for nothing, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You said that, and I thought, yeah, Dreadnought.
Wow, you should have written it down, mate. I think you lose because you. So it's and yeah.
We got 1 point each, and the mid one we definitely didn't know.
Yeah, but Jim also didn't get the end, and he got both as well. So Jim is now 2, and we had Arnau's brother had 3. I think he was the only one to get it last week, was he? So this week,
last week,
of course,
all 3.
You did.
Did Arnau's brother get all 3 this week?
He didn't message in because he's a piece of shit. So there you go. He's just like his brother, actually, Arnau, who doesn't play the game. In fairness, though, I enjoyed that he did email it in. So this week's, I think these are good. So I really have to struggle to not say what it is because it's written down with the clues. Oh, I'll put it in the thing, right? So the first one, okay. Just leave it, yeah. Nobody bloody listens to it anyway. It's crap. Don't worry. Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, and that is DP.
DB.
P. Delta Papa.
DE.
Papa.
P.
DP. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good, I said it then. Okay, that's number 1. The second one is you can't see him, and then another person says, "Look, he's right there. The dude's there. The old dude's there." Okay.
Okay.
And that is
Initial?
DE.
Say it again.
Delta Echo.
Delta Echo. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I just wrote the initial for this one, so I'll. So this is S is the initial for for sugar, and he did what? He put a lizard in the oven. Okay, he's cooking a lizard, and yeah, that's it. That's this week's Grotbusters. It's a slightly slower week this week. I feel like we took. Maybe we're just buying into it because we're enjoying it. It's like the segment wasn't. We didn't cover the segment in about 4 seconds, so it's good. We're.
It's turning into a proper game show.
Yeah, I think it's because Arnau doesn't play until he hears when he's on. He doesn't have them pre. But he's written on his phone now, so I can't take. It's right. So I'll put them in the group now.
I was writing.
No more shooting from the hip from Arnau. You're gonna get.
Yeah, you'll get beaten down.
Yeah, next week Arnau's gonna come back with a vengeance. Yeah, there you
Now
go.
I'm just committed.
There, and I guess that sort of semi concludes the beautiful show. We've had requests, we've got Q&A, but I don't have time. So keep those. I mean, were there any little ones? Could we do a little one? Like, you got to get back to the
quick Q.
Where is it? Q&A? We've got a thing called Q&A. Here's one question from Bo or Boo. How do you say it, Martin?
Boo.
Oh, fuck me. I'm a linguistic freak. How I got that right is bonkers. So we're only going to do one. All right. Oh, I've got a Q&A question actually. Shit, we're going to do 2. Did anybody? Yeah, and then Extravica El Tenerabrad Lux asked another question, which is literally another meat of it. So yeah, we're not gonna do that one. So how do you guys pick a color scheme for a new figure you're painting? We've sort of covered this in the old shows. What's the process look like, and what are some things to think about to try and incorporate?
Yeah, maybe Arnau could take this one.
Yeah, well, I always try to look for references of things and try to find inspiration on graphic material that we can find in Pinterest or artworks that are already done or things like that. It's the best way to just get inspired by things.
Could you almost say that we've done a whole episode on that topic?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Episode 2, maybe.
Probably.
Well,
I think it's in the title, right?
Yeah. I think we need to improve our titles. I think it makes a difference. So, and then we'll do the rest. Boo.
We'll come back to them. If some of these questions, as you pointed out, some of them are really good suggestions for meat.
Yeah.
Meat.
I don't agree. I did actually just bite my finger too hard then. I was just testing how hard you can bite yourself. But now it hurts inside, not just on the skin. So
really important test to do. Like,
you bit your own bone. Oh, that's terrible.
What the fuck?
So it's
you
quite
didn't break
hard,
the skin,
right?
But
No, I
snapped
didn't.
The bone.
Yeah, exactly right. I was just I was just curious. Anyway, so the question I've literally wanted to ask you for 4 weeks. Okay, is Martin? You don't use a wet palette, do you?
I do.
Oh shit, you've changed.
No, I've used one for 10 years.
Holy shit! Now, so my wet palette that I've had for the last 3 years, 4 years, finally disintegrated to mold. Okay, and Arnau told me that he doesn't use. He uses something. What is your wet palettes, basically?
My wet palette is an oven tray that I bought on Amazon. Some sponge that I bought from eBay.
But what is this
and
sponge?
oven paper.
This is the part I don't get.
The sponge is the gray blister sponge?
Yep.
So it's just packing foam, basically.
Yes, packing foam. It's that gray medium range density foam. The same in miniature boxes.
But where do you get it? Because you told me this years ago, and I'm like,
eBay.
You can buy sheets of it in like craft stores and on eBay and Amazon.
I'll send you the eBay link.
Well, there's actually
this
now. You think there's holy shit. Okay.
I've bought that kind of foam many times for sending miniatures, just packing them up. So I know that it's available.
I bought them for that as well, and the baking paper fits the baking tray perfectly because they are made for each other. So it's like
It sounds like your baking, sounds like your wet palette is huge. Is it
No,
like
it is.
A3?
Mine's pretty
It's
big, I
how
have
it
to
should
say,
be. Yeah.
because of all my professional painting experience. Yeah, but what I've had to do is I constantly now buying like sponges and tea towels and cutting them perfectly to fit in this fucking paint, and it's driving me nuts. And I don't want it to go moldy. Like if I had foam, I could heat that up and burn all the mold out, right? I could
I put this in the washing machine every now and then, and just comes
Yeah.
out perfectly, smelling
Well,
like roses.
I don't think they tested washing machine. Dishwasher kills 99.9% of all bacteria. So
I
that's
don't have a dishwasher now.
yeah, fair enough. You yourself, Martin?
Yeah, I use a red grass wet palette.
What's it look like?
Not much to say about that. It's probably not big enough, but they're
Oh, I
fine.
see.
They're
So,
fine.
not to go
I thought
I
into.
about
really,
actually,
I really dis. Sorry,
go ahead. What are you saying, Arnau?
I really dislike red grass paper. Like
Their paper.
strongly. Yeah, I really dislike it.
Okay, I've actually thought about, just for simplicity's sake, just using baking paper, but
That's what I use.
it doesn't seem to make a
I used.
massive
I
difference.
I
Why
got
do
so
you
annoyed.
dislike? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I got so annoyed at Arnau ripping the paper and Alfonso from baking. Like it's all messy and disgusting. Like
Yeah,
the bacon trays that I spent ages sourcing pre-cut bacon tray sheets that fit perfectly to my baking tray.
that's what you need.
Fucking perfect.
Yeah,
I do it every day. Every day that I change it every day, probably sometimes twice a day, and I just take the thing out, cut it with scissors that I have literally, and it's literally 5 seconds or less that I use every day to do
So
anything.
annoying. It's so annoying. Like
why do you hate the red grass paper?
It's how it I don't know, it kind of it's too translucent in a sense, not light ways, but moisture ways.
Yeah.
It treats the paint in a different way, and yeah, I cannot paint with them. I really cannot.
I know some people, some baking paper is much more hydrophobic, so it actually, the paint beads up on it. Is that the kind you use?
I use the one from Poundland, so just literally the only one I found that it's white.
Okay, but does it not? It doesn't, like, the paint doesn't go like that when you.
2 minutes, it loses that, so it just becomes a normal paper.
it's
It just
beautiful.
I don't know. It feels very different to the red rush paper.
I guess you're gonna have to try it
Yeah,
after Golden Demon. Don't swap now.
I've used other palettes as well, and I thought they were fine. I don't think it doesn't seem to make a huge difference.
I mean, probably you are used to it. Obviously, I'm not. And now when I go back
Yeah.
to it, I just
Maybe.
So we can do an episode on this slightly because there's loads of different papers. We should all do. This will be a great when we all live in the same country. We'll do like really professional YouTube videos, right? Where we'll do challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll have like perfect like gradient background and and posters and shit. And we'll probably get a female. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it because basically what will happen is we'll earn like 100 grand a month each, right?
Yeah.
So
That's the plan.
we'll have to live because there's that much money in YouTube. It's just everyone knows that.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole building for
It's
Minimators.
because we need basically like Boo, fans and listeners who are diligent and loyal and ask loads of questions and are loaded, just
Right,
absolutely
exactly.
swimming.
Yeah, and we'll do private. The Patreon, there's a pledge which is like sit on our face or something, and it's a metaphorical sitting where they give us.
Or is it?
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose for enough money you can do anything, right? Have you ever heard of Veronica Moser?
No.
What?
Don't. I won't. We don't need to go into it. But if you haven't heard of her, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Moser, Veronica Moser.
I won't.
Google it.
Okay.
She offered a very exclusive service. I first heard her about like 16 years ago. from my mate who actually had a
think
Prince
there will
Albert
be.
done while I knew him, which is do you know it?
Yep.
Albert?
Yep.
I mean, Arnau? Do you know it's a penis?
Nope.
It's a penis ring, basically.
Mm.
It's a through the, so if that's your head, if you imagine you're holding up your finger for the listeners, and then you get a big spike and you slam it through your penis through the side, and then you have like a bull's nose ring through that hole and the top, basically. Prince Albert.
Okay.
I forgot he
It's
had
called
that
a
done. I
Prince
should
Albert.
message him. And he said first time he went for a piss in the work office afterwards. Like obviously, he said it sprayed blood from 3 different holes, so it's quite funny. So he's the guy who told me I really I liked him a lot. I was sad he moved to Canada with his wife, his then wife. And he's
After
the guy.
that whole blood debacle, for sure.
Yeah. He got me a Playboy Ginger book because he knows how much I like. Anyway, we do digress, and that's the episode finished, is it? Wasn't there something
Yeah,
else?
Sounds like it.
so.
There was
Yeah.
something, I feel like there's something very specific that I wanted to. Oh, I got sidetracked by the Prince Albert.
You got sidetracked by yourself.
Yeah,
It happens usually,
best
yeah.
best kind.
Went off
What
on a
were we?
tangent
What
that I
could we have
didn't
possibly
even-
been talking about? Nose
We were
rings,
just
isn't it?
talking about you asked us about our wet palettes, and
Yeah,
I was
that's fine.
gonna whatever. I was gonna say as a very, very, very quick thing. We were talking 2 episodes or whatever ago about like all the gear, no idea, all that stuff, and like you can't buy skill and whatever. Having said that, it might actually be interesting to go through next episode or whatever what we do use, because no, you don't need all the fancy stuff, but you should probably have like a decent paintbrush and not just a regular desk lamp. So that might be something we could just run down all the stuff we
The
use
normals.
if
Yeah.
anyone's interested.
And that's easily
And-
cuttable content for our patron.
Yeah, and also we're gonna get affiliate links for all the shit that we use, including
such a good idea.
Arnau's oven tray.
And then
thing.
using our 200 then base, because that's if you think about the
Mhm.
increase in volume, we'd go from 5 people to 200. That's like
Yeah.
10,000%.
Percentage-wise, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And those stats in company
Good math.
terms.
The amount
thanks,
of people that will be inspired by your clipper porn to buy new clippers, the fanciest clippers in the world.
I think I could
I
sell.
mean,
You
it would
could-
be
you
a
could just
bomb
do-
in that market.
You could do close-up videos of you cutting slowly and soft, you know.
No, I think I'd do much more outrageous things if I was going to. I was thinking about this, like, for our GD coverage, I'd really like to do like a very bland, awful video where there's like zero
Okay.
emotion. But
Yeah.
and then I thought, how far could I take it? Like, is it too obvious? I'll interview people and they also have to not have any excitement. So the whole point of the video, there's not a single smile or raised voice, right? But it's like 3 minutes long. The award ceremony would
cool.
happen, right? The award ceremony happens, but I'll ask everyone before. I'd be like, look, guys, we'll pretend we'll do a dry run. The guy with the sword will go up and he'll go like this, but he'll just do this, and no one's allowed to clap. And we'll film some people's like close-ups of people just going like, oh no, they're not allowed to clap. Just like, so yeah, I had a whole like storyboard in my head of what I could do. And then
Was
the
there a
Clippers.
point?
No. And then the Clippers,
Ah.
like I wouldn't cut anything. I'd probably take them out and do other stuff with them. And that would be my advertising campaign.
Yeah.
I see.
You know, the opposite of it's that sideways view that gets me no listeners and no sales. So, but I had fun doing it. So it's like painting in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except it's your job.
Yeah, it's
so-
a good bookend for this.
Yeah, I love it.
episode, I think.
Thanks, boys.
Cheers.
See you later.
See you next week.
Bye.
We've got a Discord if you're interested.